What up, everyone? Welcome back to Blade Bias. I was going to do like a reverse on you guys and do the least interesting stuff in Ty's collection to the most interesting stuff. And I think I think a lot of people would label the Cygnus as the most interesting in Ty's collection. But I legitimately cannot contain how excited I am about the Cygnus. So, lucky you guys, you get my opinions on it first. The Cygnus is nothing short of incredible. Straight up. I don't really know what else there is to say about it. This thing flips so good. And I can't really tell you why. I can't really tell you how, but it does. The G10 feels great. The first G10 that actually feels like it isn't chunking off as a powder in my hands. The titanium feels all right. It's not smooth because there's a little bit of a texture here. I think I would have liked it a little more if this was like really rough G10 and then you had that contrast of like super smooth titanium. But it's still great, and the flipping experience is just like, holy cow. It's got a little bit of a handle bias to it, but not nearly as much as I was expecting, which means that it feels neutral almost. Like, obviously, it isn't. It can roll over and flip with the best of them. But just the feeling of this thing is unlike anything else. It just does every trick that you want it to almost perfectly. It chaplains well, it rollovers well, it fans well. Like, there was a bit, like a minor controversy when people started calling this the best ballast song. I think I think Ty did it at one point, but Ty seemed to fly under the radar. Will labeled his video with this saying, "Oh, it's the best ballast song." And people got mad at him for saying that for some fucking stupid reason. But, like, I'm not going to say it's the best ballast song because that's completely subjective. I'd be a complete hypocrite to say that with all the time I've spent saying, hey, this hobby's pretty subjective. Like, we gotta understand that and understand that everyone's preferences are different. But, like, I totally understand why people say that about this thing. There is an objective, like, premium feel when you flip this thing that I think would come across no matter your flipping preferences. Obviously, the balance being nearly perfect isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea. That's just my preference. But, like, I would compare this thing. This is a really weird comparison to make, but it's like the Edit Lite. Because when the Edit Lite, when I got it out of the box, I was like, wow, this just flips really, really well and is suited, like, almost perfectly. The balance is suited almost perfectly to my flipping style. I can't really tell you why in the unboxing video, but it just flipped amazingly. Like, there wasn't too much about it that I didn't like. That's how the Cygnus is. The Cygnus is kind of like the Edit Lite of metal ballast songs for me. Because it feels premium and it flips amazing. Like I said before, fans well, chaplains well, rollovers well, aerials well, parabolics well. It does, well, I mean, if I could parabolic. Again, if I could parabolic. There we go. It just does everything well. And, like, LDY, I mean, everyone said it before. I'm not saying anyone new, but LDY has an absolute winner on their hands. Oh my gosh. It's something special. To give you some perspective of how I feel about this thing. This thing kind of this is a ballast song that I would try and would make me want to sell things to buy it. That's how much I enjoy it. Now, I realize it's not an objective thing. I know there's some people out there that don't like the Cygnus. And also, actually, the tolerances right now are really good. Time must have tightened it up. But, like, there's still a little tap, which I shouldn't excuse because I railed on the Nautilus. But, like, at the same time, it's such a unique thing they're doing here with the titanium and all that. I can't fault them too much. I can fault them a little. The tolerances should be a little better. Just in the name of fairness. But, like, this is the first ballast song I've tried in a long time where I said, yeah, I would sell something to buy one of these. Like, the Nemesis, let's say. The Nemesis I've been kind of thinking about, like, maybe getting rid of in the last few days. Just because the Kuno has kind of changed how I feel about it. It's kind of short, and while the balance is really, really good, there's a bit too much of a focus on weight in the end of the handles. Because the Nemesis was really good because it fanned like it was neutral, but it also rollovered and chaplined like it was handle biased, because there was a lot of weight focus in the end of the handles. The Cygnus is the same feeling. It can fan like it's neutral, but it can also roll over and chaplin like it's handle biased. But there isn't that weight hotspot. It feels more distributed somehow, which I really like. So, like, this is one of the first times I've thought, man, maybe I sell the Nemesis and I buy a Cygnus. I don't know. It kind of depends on how the trainer flips, because I don't want to trade out my high-quality titanium trainer. I know I have the Kuno now, but that's a bit different. I don't want to trade out, like, my de facto high-quality trainer for a live blade, because I still want a high-quality trainer. So I'd have to maybe get Ty to switch over to the trainer blade for me to get to try that out. And then if both of them flip this good, then holy cow, that's a winner. But yeah, this just like is something special, dude. To me, at least. Because I know people are going to come out of the woodwork saying, I don't like the Cygnus. I think the Cygnus actually kind of sucks. And it's like, okay, good job, Contrarian John. Have fun. But for me, man, this is pretty stellar. I just like I haven't posted on Instagram or anything about any of the ballast songs that I've tried so far, just because I want to gather my thoughts on them a little bit more. But this thing I'm so overwhelmingly excited about. Ooh, was that thunder? Oh, I hope that was thunder and not someone just coming by with a cart. But yeah, this is good. Oh, no, I didn't finish my story. It was the only ballast song I posted about because I'm just so overwhelmingly excited about it. Don't get me wrong, everything else is great. I'm also very excited about things like the Orion, the Sirius, and especially the Nibali trainers. Those things are really good. But this thing is just like an overwhelming, like, I need to get out how I feel about this. So it's the only thing I posted a story about and said, man, I can't hide how much I really like this. So that's why you guys are getting it first, because I just want to express how much I enjoy this thing, because it's really good. And it sounds, listen to the sound. It sounds amazing. Is that a tablet sitting on the floor? Okay. Didn't even realize that. Thankfully it's in a case. So, that's the Cygnus. Thank you for watching. I just noticed this little cut is flaring up, so I'm going to go just like rinse it off before I get blood on Ty's G10. And I'll see you guys in the next one. This thing, I love it. Peace.